Welcome to Field of View with Nerd Street Gamers, your weekly dose of gaming news. I'm DarfMike, and I heard the latest thing for online content creators was something to do with pools or beaches or something, so I headed on out to Isle Delfino to catch some rays and find some scoops along the way. Let's get into it. Operation North Star is coming to Rainbow Six Siege. It's a new operation. It's bringing with it a load of new content and reworks to improve the game. It's also bringing a new operator to the table. Her name is Thunderbird, and she's a fast mobile pilot who brings healing tech to the fray. She can drop Kona stations, mobile healing stations that target and heal her teammates when they get in range. She should be very useful for keeping your allies upright in the thick of a fight, and that may just make her a must-pick operator going forward. There's also a bunch of changes and reworks to existing maps. Favela in particular is getting an intensive revisit, and changes to the way gameplay works in general. Bullet holes in soft surfaces will no longer allow you a quick peephole to peer through. You're gonna have to make a larger gap to actually see what's going on the other side, and thus expose yourself to more risk. Now, peeking through a single bullet hole was kind of the quintessential Siege trick. With that going by the wayside, it may just make it a more balanced game. All these changes should be fun and will be cool to check out, so be sure to keep an eye out for Operation North Star when it drops in mid-June. Blizzard unveiled a massive change coming to Overwatch 2, a paring down of Overwatch's iconic 6-player rosters down to just 5. And to achieve this, they're eliminating one of the tank slots, meaning that teams will now just be 1 tank, 2 DPS, and 2 support. All these moves seem aimed at making Overwatch a much faster-paced gameplay experience. This is supported by the evidence that they're making tanks brawlier characters, making it so that DPS characters move faster, and making it so that supports can heal themselves by avoiding combat. All changes aimed at making it more mile-a-minute dynamic fighting gameplay, as opposed to slower hold a shield and protect your squishy type comps. It seems that Blizzard wants everybody to be fighting all of the time, and that's where they view the biggest issues to lie with Overwatch as it stands. Will this be the magic silver bullet to fix Overwatch 2 vis-a-vis Overwatch? I don't know. I don't even really know what Overwatch 2 is going to be in relation to Overwatch. Is it an expansion? Is it a whole new game? Is it just more of the same? We're gonna have to find out when it eventually drops in 2022, but one thing's for certain, one tank won't be along for the ride. Twitch has found their response to the so-called hot tub meta, whereby streamers would broadcast from hot tubs, pools, and the like in order to wear the skimpiest swimwear possible and skirt Twitch's rules on sexual content on the platform. They said basically, we don't really care provided you're not actually naked, but maybe get your own category, and they created one. It's called Pools, Hot Tubs, and Beaches, and it pertains to all three, and the community is running wild with it. We've got streams of hummingbirds in a bird bath. We've got esports talk shows live from hot tubs. Basically, everyone is having a lot of fun, so fair play Twitch. They've also updated their policy around tags on streamers, the way you identify your channel. Before, tags only applied to the content of the channel, what games were being played or activities being done. Now the tags can pertain to the streamer themselves. Things like ethnicity, race, creed, all sorts of different ways to signify who you are as an entertainer. And it's a big acknowledgement from Twitch that the draw of a lot of their channels is no longer about the game being played, but more about the personalities behind them. It's another sign for the changing face of Twitch as entertainment. Now we just need a tag to find out whether they're a tubber or not. A remastered version of The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword is coming to the Nintendo Switch July 16th. And for this remaster, Nintendo looked at the original game, saw one of the biggest annoyances with the game, and thought, you know what, we can fix this. And then they hid it behind an Amiibo paywall. You see, in the original game, in order to travel between sky and land, you needed to find one of these few bird statues. That meant a lot of backtracking every time you needed a restock, and Nintendo thought, we can fix that. We can make it so that you can instantly travel back up to the sky, restock, and then return to where you were on the land, no matter where you started. Provided you buy our $25 Zelda and Loftwing Deluxe Amiibo. Oh, and did we mention that you have to scan the statue every time you want to use this ability? Not once per save file, no, every time you want to fast travel, you need to scan the dang statue. What kind of a stupid idea is that? I mean, you want to take your highly portable mobile Switch console and say, oh, you want to play this game on the train? You better bring a statue along with you. What kind of dumb policy is this? I know we expect dumb anti-consumer policies from Nintendo at this point, but who thought this was a good idea? Who? There's apparently another Tony Hawk's Pro Skater game in the works, and you'll never know how we found out. In the annals of weird ways that video game announcements get leaked, this one comes to us from Jess Margera, the drummer for band CKY and brother of series mainstay Bam Margera, who revealed on a podcast that they've got music appearing in the next Tony Hawk's Pro Skater game, which means that there is a next one. Now, we don't know whether this would be a remaster of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3, upon which CKY's music first appeared, or a wholly new game in the franchise, but based on how dang good Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 remastered was, any more of that is a welcome bit of news. We don't know when the game's being announced, when it's being revealed, who's developing it, any of those details, but what we do know is that this news rocks. That's it for this week on Field of View with Nerd Street Gamers, your weekly dose of gaming news. Now, in keeping with my new category, it's getting a little steamy out here, so I'd better loosen it up.